The following presentation is made possible by the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club and sponsored in part by PG Telco. Football. On the behalf of the administration, Superintendent Alan Williams, Assistant Superintendent Paul Woods, Athletic Director Coach Mike Green, Principal Ron Bond, Assistant Principal Joey Sorters, and Head Coach Danny Asher, his staff, and the entire Prairie Grove Tiger football team, we want to thank you for joining us for tonight's game. The broadcast of tonight's game is made possible through PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight, America's #1 fundraising lollipop. Lewis Automotive, serving all of Northwest Arkansas since 1947. The Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. Sterling Drug, serving Prairie Grove since 1918. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with a hometown touch. Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers, shakes, malts, and more, just south of the Northwest Arkansas Mall. J&B Auto, Prairie Grove's bumper-to-bumper auto parts store. And Frederick's One Stop, the one stop for all your needs when you're on the go. Prairie Grove football is also brought to you in part by the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club. Showing your Tiger pride is just a membership away. And now your crew for tonight's game, Lynn Gregson, Zach Arns, and Steve Halbert. It's football time in Prairie Grove.
Welcome to Prairie Grove Tiger football. We are here tonight at Prairie Grove. Prairie Grove's playing host to the visiting Golden Arrows of Lavaca. I am Lynn Gregson. Beside me is Zach Arns. We're here tonight in Prairie Grove, and first of all, on our camera tonight is Steve Halbert. He'll be assisted by Peng Kang. He is one of our East Lab students who has been working behind the scenes to help us with our webcast. Also helping us with our webcast, and he's done a lot of work on this production, is Patrick Jordan. He's helping us out also with the stats tonight. And so we look forward to those guys working through us out the year, and also recognizing the East Lab. This is now part of their curriculum, and so they're going to be helping us out throughout the year. We want to thank them and give an appreciation to Miss Melissa Burton, their instructor. They'll also be adding a new twist to our broadcast. Our webcast will have at halftime, we'll have a This Week in Prairie Grove that is produced by the East Lab, and they've put something together, so look forward to that. And another new twist to our webcast, stay tuned for the Steak and Shake Player of the Game, brought to you by Steak and Shake of Fayetteville, and they're also located in Bentonville. Well, Zach, after an inter-squad game, we've had a scrimmage against Huntsville. It's time. It is the time of the season they're looking for. You know, everyone comes in with high hopes as we start a football season, not just on the high school level, the college level, but everybody starts in the same place, 0-0. It's football time,
It is time to get it kicked off, and it is exciting. I mean, the stands are filling, the band's playing. I mean, we've had our excitement for the day, getting ourselves set up, but we've got two teams tonight on the rebounds. We got two teams in Lavaca. The first time they missed the playoffs was last year. The first time since 2001 they've missed the playoffs. And for Prairie Grove, first time since 1995 last year. Two teams on the rebound, but there is hope for the Prairie Grove Tigers. Strong junior class, strong sophomore class, lots of speed. We've seen it in the two inter-squad scrimmages.
Absolutely. Well, also tonight, as we look at this game, Prairie Grove and Lavaca had started kind of a series about 5 years ago, and Zach, I think it's 2 and 3, but they've all been decent and good, close games.
Lavaca's won three out of the 5 games. Last year, 42-29 at Lavaca. Prairie Grove prevailed last year with strong running game. Look for more of the same this year. Lavaca's in a bit of flux this year. We've got some starters changes from last year that we'll talk about. They've switched quarterbacks. Their quarterback, Josh Brown, last year started 8 games. They're going to start a sophomore today. Very interesting. He was leading rusher as a running back on the junior high squad last year.
So that should be interesting, and especially someone who has 8 games of experience. So that's going to, it tells us a lot about their confidence in that young man. Well, we're going to take a commercial break. Following the commercial break, we'll have the Coach's Corner with Coach Danny Asher, the head coach of the Prairie Grove Tigers. Thank you for listening to our webcast, and we'll rejoin you shortly.
In sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential. Whether in sports or banking, I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all, and Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drug and to work with insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918. I want you to try and imagine after with the Coach's Corner. Coach, got a couple of questions for you. What were the top areas of focus when camp started?
Get in shape. Make sure you know who starters are. Basically, those are the two things.
Now, last year, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on last year, but you and I have talked in the past that there were probably 3, maybe 4 games where we bit ourselves. Was that something that the maturity took care of, or is that something that you kind of addressed, and just how'd you handle that?
I don't know if it's I think it would have to be a maturity thing because the fumbles, anybody could fumble anytime. They even fumble in the pros, but having that head on right, and I'm not going to fumble it, and then it was seniors making some of the mistakes last year. Some of those big penalties that hurt us last year in critical situations, sometimes I was a senior. It wasn't always just an underclassman. But whatever the case may be, it seems like it's better this year than it was last year for whatever reasons.
Now, how good does it feel to be young and experienced? How valuable was it to have some skill positions get a lot of playing time?
Well, traditionally, you've got seniors. The more seniors, the better you'll be. I mean, I think everyone pretty much agree with that. But when you got juniors with experience and a small senior class, I've been through this before, and it's a tough year because your leadership falters off. You don't have as many leaders with the seniors. And this junior class here, they're just about going about their business and doing their job. And we do have few seniors we do have. We've got a little leadership there, so hopefully next year we'll even have more.
So Lavaca, what can we expect from those guys?
Traditionally, he's an put it at you run team. Always not afraid to throw it. They usually toast us a couple of times on a long ball, but he's gone to a pistol from what we've seen in their scrimmage versus Pottsville. Pottsville's ranked 4th, 5th in the state in a couple of polls, and I know that they looked better on film than Lavaca did, but they didn't just blow them away like I thought they would. They're country cut kids that like to play hard and hit hard, and they're disciplined. Got a great coach in Mark Headley, so they'll be a seasoned, disciplined football team.
3 words. I know it's early and young, but 3 words right now that describe your Tigers.
I think young is one of them. Being the juniors, young, eager. You have to understand what type of person that. The minute I start bragging, I get slapped down. I'm not bragging about anything, but I do. Maybe we've got some explosion. Hey, maybe we do. We'll find out soon enough. Won't we?
Here with Coach After with the Coach's Corner. Coach, got a couple of questions for you. Your lady remembers that first rose, that first dozen roses, the corsage from the prom, and those memories are made even sweeter from Flowers & Friends in Prairie Grove. Flowers & Friends specializes in fresh and silk flower arrangements for all occasions, from weddings, parties to proms and more, even Decoration Day. Flowers & Friends can create a lasting memory. Flowers & Friends, friendly service and satisfaction is guaranteed. 846-2137. Flowers & Friends. friends. Flowers, gift, and more with a hometown touch in downtown. Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. You don't go that far in any one business without treating people good, and I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Lewis Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation. Run by hometown folks, Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football. Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive.
Okay, we're back with you, and as we get ready to start, Zach, what do you think, as we've talked about over the last few times that we've been together? We're getting a little feedback here over, so we're trying to get that turned down. I think that may help us out. Zach, as we think about the keys of the game, what do you think it is for both teams?
We'll start with visiting Lavaca. A couple of things that are kind of important for them. They started breaking in a new quarterback. They've got a sophomore named Anthony Tadero. He was the leading rusher on the junior high as a freshman, so he'll start at quarterback tonight. They moved last year's quarterback, Josh Brown, at the wingback. You know, we'll see how it goes. They're switching to a new offense. They're going to go with the pistol a little bit of spread, a little bit of power football. We'll see how it does. They need some big plays early to get some confidence going. It's hot. I mean, it is hot in here. It is hot down there. Getting Lavaca's defense off the field is going to be key for them. They don't have big numbers, and if they don't get off the field real fast, it could be a long night for them. And that leads us into the one of the things with Prairie Grove is Prairie Grove's going to hammer you. Wing T offense, they're going to hammer you straight ahead. If they can get on if they can keep on Lavaca, keep the ball, keep possession of the ball, limit the turnovers, Prairie Grove should be able to push them around a little bit. They're a little bigger up front than Lavaca is.
Well, the one thing about Lavaca, and I think you hit a big key, is confidence early, because you need that. You had a 2-8 season. They had a 2-8 season last year, and if they could get some success early, they're going to need that.
They're going to be breaking in a new linebacker that I know Coach Headley's real excited about. His name is Kobe Elkins. He is phenomenal. The coaches are real high on him, but they've got to replace an all-league linebacker named Dylan Chase. Dylan was all everything for them last year, and they've moved some parts around. They're going to see what they can do. Talking to Coach on the field before the game, he's kind of in a wait-and-see mode. Prairie Grove's, I think, a little bit more established. They've got established skill players. They've got established linemen. Not as many starters as you'd like back, 4 on offense, 6 on defense, but everybody's played, and then you're bringing in a wealth of talent in that sophomore class.
Absolutely. In the junior class, a lot of juniors played last year. They may not have started, but a lot of them played, and most importantly, you had the quarterback playing last year. Cooper Winters, the quarterback for Prairie Grove, back this year, got a lot of game experience. We saw him last week at Huntsville at the scrimmage, and he looked a lot more confident than he has.
In a word, last week they looked awesome. Prairie Grove went up and down the field on Huntsville. Huntsville didn't seem to have an answer for anything they could do. And now, tonight, live game action. We'll see what happens when the lights go on for real. But I think with Cooper Winters and that experienced backfield, Prairie Grove should be able to move the football. Now, Lavaca's, from 2004 to 2009, they averaged 9 wins a year. Coach Headley's 100 games in. He's winning 63% of his games, so they know what they're doing. Was last year a rebuilding year for them, or is it the start of a trend for Prairie Grove? I think this team's loaded. I mean, if you want my personal opinion, I think this team's loaded and ready to go. And last night, and I know this is going to make you happy, but last night, the 4A West, we saw an upset. Heber Springs knocked off Shiloh Christian. First time in 3 years Shiloh's lost. So anything can happen in this conference.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go out to the field now and for the coin toss. So the Tigers have won the toss. They're going to receive. And now the players will rejoin their teams, and we're getting ready to bring them out onto the field.
A little surprising, I think, for Prairie Grove being a little bit more experienced than Lavaca is. Surprised they're taking the ball first, but you'd like to get the ball first, get that first score on the board, put the opposing team in a little bit of a defensive mode.
Well, you can hear Jake McBride in the background there, and he's announcing it's football time, and the Tigers getting ready to come through their banner. Took a moment of silence there, and here come the Lavaca Golden Arrows onto the field. That sounds pretty familiar to you over on the other side, doesn't it, Zach?
A little bit, yes it does.
And here come the Tigers. Just the band playing alone, it's exciting.
My heart is pounding. I am ready to play some football. We've been working on this since what, February? We
Yep.
put those webcasts together. The guys, I mean, everybody who's done their part in this thing has made it incredible. And I think folks who saw them last year to this year, and then hopefully on into the future, we're going to improve and make this thing sing a little bit.
Absolutely, and there's so many people that have helped to establish this. Kendall Lehman, Dennis Gill, they were here last year and set a foundation for us, and tonight we're carrying that on. So looks like the players are going to come into the sideline for the national anthem, and we're going to let the camera go there. I really, really like that. Zach, that's something new that they're doing this year here at Prairie Grove. They're going to play the national anthem like that just before kickoff. So
like the new changes to the pregame. It feels like a football game, doesn't it? It feels like a Friday night. All we need to do is maybe put the time to raise that, make things a little easier with us, wouldn't it?
we're going to take a quick commercial break and be back for the kickoff.
Face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that allows you to catch your breath. That one stop that reminds you of the good old-fashioned values. The one stop that hand dips their ice creams and makes hamburgers to die for. The one stop that can furnish you with propane and pizza and everything in between. And they usually call you by your name and ask you about your family. Well, that place in Prairie Grove is Frederick's One Stop, serving Prairie Grove since 1975. They say, go Tigers! Let's face it.
Okay, we're back and preparing to kick for the Golden Arrows. Can't quite get that number. Number 21, Anthony Tadero.
This is one area I think Prairie Grove has a huge advantage. We saw it in the scrimmages, special teams. The kicker for Prairie Grove is outstanding. Landon Allen, unbelievable leg.
Well, back deep, number 4, John Halbert, Weston Bartholomew, and Colby Elkins for the Tigers.
And, of course, to start a season, the ball blows off the tee.
And there's no wind.
There's absolutely no wind whatsoever.
Okay, there's the kick. Oh, but that's unusual. Number 51, that's Luke Johnson. I imagine that Luke did not anticipate getting the first ball received of the day.
No, it wasn't the greatest kick we've seen, but it's an odd way to start the year. It's the first game of the year. Let's get this thing underway, shall we?
Okay.
One of the things Prairie Grove's going to have to do to get going here early is they're going to have to establish the pass a little bit. And, we saw in the scrimmages, they're not afraid to throw it deep. Here they come. Five wide. Five wide. We saw this at the end of the scrimmage in Huntsville. They went 5 wide, and Lavaca, honestly, they're not ready for this. They're moving around, and, of course, the referee's giving us plenty of time here.
I'm not sure what's going on right now.
Apparently the 25-second clock's not operating.
Looks like they'll have to keep the 25-second clock on the field. That gave Lavaca time to maneuver a little bit.
I guess. I don't think they were expecting 5 wide, but we did see it at the end of the scrimmage in Huntsville, and Prairie Grove moved the ball pretty effectively from the spread. I mean, this is the spread.
Yeah. We need.
Away we go.
All right, Cooper Winters to take the first snap of the season from the shotgun. He rolls, looks back to his right. He's got it. That's Kobe out. Oh, no! Oh! For those listening on the webcast, I know I just probably blew your air out. What a nice play set up, Zach.
That was perfect. Set up perfectly. During the last Huntsville the last scrimmage in Huntsville, Lavaca saw the spread, saw Cooper. We were talking about it during the scrimmage. All he did was roll and roll and roll, and he was dropping it off on the short side. First play, roll to the right, and then throw it deep. Unreal. Back to the wing tee.
That's Bartholomew around the left side. He breaks one tackle, and he's finally brought down. Pickup of about 18 yards on the play. He's brought down by number 11, Justin Llewellyn, for the Golden Arrows. But Bartholomew gets the Tigers into Golden Arrow territory at about the 43-yard line.
Good run, good outside run on the pitch play. That's more traditional Prairie Grove. That's what we're used to seeing out of them.
Okay, Winters. Oh, again, our pass is setting up well right now, Zach.
Landon was open.
He was
no
open?
question about that. He was definitely open. Ball was a little high and wide, but you expect that in the first game. Got 2nd and 10. One of the things we were talking about all during the preseason was the advantage we thought Prairie Grove would have because of Cooper Winters and the experience that he brings. And I got to be honest, like you said, he looks confident.
And there's Schrott right off the left side. He's inside the 15. Oh, what hard running. He's finally brought down by number 3, Josh Brown, but not before Schrott gets inside. He's right about the 23-yard lines where they're going to mark. I guess they knocked him down there, or looked like I thought he kept his balance, but it looks like his knee may have been down about the 23, 24-yard line.
There's not a lot of finesse in the Prairie Grove running game. It's brute strength. I mean, it is come straight at you, come straight ahead, and Schrock is perfect for that sort of offense.
Okay, Winters. This time around the right side is Bartholomew. He makes a little cut there, a little juke. He's brought down by number 3, Josh Brown. He gets down. It still didn't look like a lot, but he still picked up about 3 or 4 yards. Down to the 20.
They're going to give him closer to 4.
4-yard pickup. So the Tigers are officially in the red zone for the first time.
This is just a continuation of what we've seen all during the preseason, the black and gold game, the scrimmage down in Huntsville. It's this offense clicking well and hitting on all cylinders, blowing people off the ball and getting to the outside.
2nd down, 6 for the Tigers. In motion is West. There's Schrock up the middle. It's a big hole. He's inside the 15 to the 10, about the 8-yard line.
Beautiful cross block by the guard. Nice influence trap on the inside. If he doesn't run into his own man, he could be in the end zone. But we've got a 1st and goal, moving the ball effectively.
Tackle there by Kobe Graves of the Golden Arrows, and Tigers look very good on the run. the pass has looked good. We just didn't quite connect on those two passes. Both were set up well. First and goal from the 9. There's Bartholomew around the left side. He's going to stretch it out. Give him 6.
Got a flag on the play. We're going to get holding on the left tackle.
Bartholomew goes into the end zone for 6. The ball is going to be, looks like it's probably going to come back.
Came from the back, Judge, which should be a hold on one of the interior linemen. Looked like the left tackle may have got a little bit of the jersey.
That look,
Found the referee with the white cap on. Anytime that
First down goal.
find that.
18-yard.
okay, backs it up 10 yards. It looks like they were going to take it from if that was the line of scrimmage, so it wasn't the spot of the foul on that.
No, that was. I came from the back, Judge, so it had to be in the interior of the line, so it had to be something along the line of scrimmage.
Okay, Winters is looking in the end zone. He's got Halbert just slightly overthrown there in the corner of the end zone.
Cooper's just a tick off, get the nerves out, and I think we're going to be okay. He's just a hair wide and a hair high on his 3 throws so far. It's a good call, though. I mean, you've set up the sweep a couple of times, gained big yards on it. Lavaca's looking for it. Set that up with a roll back to the weak side.
Well, second down and goal for the Tigers from the 18. Jared Murphy playing tight end tonight for the Tigers. There's Bartholomew up the middle inside the 10.
It's a quick trap to the halfback out of the wing T set. It's quick. Linemen are influenced inside. They get sucked inside. You blow the back right by them. It's a great play. It's one that we don't see very often.
Well, Bartholomew gets the ball. It's a pickup of about 10 yards down to the 8. Tackled by, I believe that was Taylor Harmon, number 44. Third down, goal for the Tigers at the 8. The thing is here, it's not a necessarily we got a field goal kicker.
Yes, we do. This is one of the areas I think Prairie Grove's improved the most is in the special teams with Landon Allen. Here we go, 5 wide again.
He's going to roll to his right. Cooper going to try to tuck it and run. What a nice move by Cooper. Cooper Winters inside the 5, down to about the 4-yard line. From our angle here that we're at, from the press box, I can't quite see, but I got people holding up the 4-yard line.
Interesting to see what they do here. You do have a field goal kicker.
4th and 4. I think the way we move the ball here, might as well go for it. I think here, we've looked like we could establish the run. I think we can pass if we need to. I think we go for it here.
I think you got to give Cooper Winters the run pass option, just as he did there. Let him roll, and if he gets a guy in the corner of the end zone, throw it. If not, tuck it and run.
Maybe the wide side this time. No, they're going Bartholomew. If he can get outside, it's going to be a foot race. Give him 6. Touchdown, Prairie Grove.
Good call. Good call. It's the halfback sweep off the same play we just saw. And I'm sure that Lavaca was thinking the same thing I was, which is you're looking for the run pass option with Winters, and you give it to Bartholomew, and you and I know as well as anyone, no one's going to catch it.
Well, that was a very nice run around the left side there. It was a foot race there. The guy, it wasn't a guarantee the way the angle was there.
That's Josh Llewellyn he outran, which is the fastest player on Lavaca's team.
Well, here comes Landon Allen for the extra try, the hold by John Halbert. Down, the kick is in the air. It is wide right. Wow, from wide right.
Well, they conferred about it.
Well, with 9 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter, our score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 6, Lavaca Golden Arrows 0. We'll be back after these messages.
PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. PG tell.
Okay, we're back to the action here. Zach, I could not believe that was not good.
The two officials, they were conferring about it with when the ball went through, and it looked good from our vantage point, but I guess he just pushed it just a little bit right. It looked like one of my golf shots. It's a good way to start the season for Prairie Grove, is you get 6 points on the board, you eat up a lot of clock doing it, and now we get to use one of the secret weapons this year. Landon on kickoffs, 2 touchbacks last week during the scrimmage at Huntsville.
Where did we start
more of the same.
Where did we start that last drive?
That started about the 40-yard line.
Okay, so 60-yard drive for the Tigers. There's Landon Allen. He's going to put it inside the 10 to about the 5-yard line, taken there by number 11. That is Justin Llewellyn.
That's the fastest player on Lavaca's team. He's kind of their all-purpose everything, according to Coach Headley.
Well,
It'll be interesting to see how they come out, because they've switched offenses. We're not sure exactly what we're going to see. We should see some pistols, some spread, maybe a little power eye. That's what they've traditionally been. So it's kind of going to be, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
Well, that was a tackle there by Nick Sugg. Nick is a sophomore, and definitely, and he's out there tonight playing linebacker for the Tigers. One of those young sophomores we talked about. 1st and 10 for the Golden Arrows. Oh! Wow! Hit there by number 60, Drew Sugg.
Great penetration. Drew beat his man, gets to the ball carrier, delivers a message on the first play of the game. I'm telling you right now, I think this defense is better than what we've seen in the past couple of years. This defense is maturing very nicely.
Well, there was I think it was, you had Sugg there, you had Kurt Singer and Murphy all right there on that left side, and it closed up quick. Quarterback is number 21, Anthony Tadero, sophomore. Again, he keeps it Tadero, and this time he's caught outside.
Nick Sugg again.
Nick Sugg, the sophomore. You know, he looks good the way did you see how he fought off his man? He just kind of glided out there to make a play.
Kept his outside shoulder free. That way, if worst case scenario, you turn the quarterback back inside. If he tries to go outside, you've got the free arm to get on him.
Well, that brings up 3rd down and 13 for the Golden Arrows. Tadero, we're going to see him throw for the first time tonight. He passes. Oh! Off the hands of number 2, Clayton Carter. That was Halbert over there on the coverage, and I think John, he thought, oh, so close.
His eyes got real big. He thought he was taking that one back, but a 3 and out. Get the football back. Start another drive.
Well, you talked about a key to the game early, and Prairie Grove may be taken away from Lavaca, and that is get some early success. It's just the opposite. They go 3 and out, lose 3 yards. Prairie Grove's got 60. They're getting the ball. And Tadero, he's Mr. Everything. He's punting back deep as Bartholomew and Halbert for the Tigers. Oh, Murphy almost got that one. There's Halbert. It's set up nicely. Nice block. Oh, no! No, he didn't.
Got a block in the back.
Oh, I know we have to be careful on this, but that was a good block. That was just a good block.
It was close. It was definitely close, but it's at the referee's discretion. That's a tough call. You know, the coaches always say if you can read their number, don't hit them.
Well, you know what was funny is that he thought about it. He wasn't sure where to throw it. He didn't throw it immediately. He thought about it. But the bright side is Prairie Grove can rack up some yards, can back him up a little bit, give him a chance to drive a little further.
Well, this is what we talked about in the pregame, is keeping Lavaca's defense on the field, wear them down. They're low on numbers. They don't play a lot of people. This is a chance for Prairie Grove again to put together a 3, 4, 5 minute drive and just grind another one out.
Block in the back takes them back to the 27-yard line. Seven minutes, 36 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Prairie Grove's got their second possession of the game.
Block in the back.
First and 10 for the Tigers. Same lineup as well. It looks like we have a different split in out here this time. Number 86, Christian Ditton. There's Bartholomew, who's on the left. Come on. Go. Weston Bartholomew. Weston gets into Golden Arrow territory quickly down to the 43-yard line.
Great block on the outside by Southern, the right tackle. He got out on the pitch play, led led the running back down the field. And when you see one of those big uglies coming at you, if you're a defensive back, you got two choices: either take them on or hit the dirt. Well, he decided to take them on, and that's never a good idea.
Well, the thing there I thought was impressive is that the angle in which the tackler had on Bartholomew, and yet it still took 3 guys to get him down. That's how hard he's running the football. Bartholomew, again on a big game for the Tigers. 1st and 10. There's Schrock up the middle. Fumble on the play. There's a fumble. Schrock gets the first down to the 30-yard line. There's a fumble. I think the Tigers got it back. They did. Try to see who recovered it. Number 51, that is Luke Johnson. He got the opening kickoff tonight, and now he picks up the fumble. So I bet he touched the ball more tonight than he ever thought he was going to.
More times than he thought when he got up this morning, but for sure, I mean, this is one of the things Prairie Grove has got to stay away from, is putting the ball on the ground. You're physically moving Lavaca around. There's no need to put 2 hands on the ball. There's no need to get carried away. Get what you can. You're moving them around. This isn't. They're in no danger right now of getting stopped.
Well, Prairie Grove has picked up 43 yards on 2 plays with Mr. Outside and Mr. Inside right now.
A little Army reference. I like that.
Colby Elkins this time. It's the cut back there by Landon West. Landon, again, doesn't look like much, but he's going to pick up 2 or 3 yards there. And brings up 2nd down for the Tigers. We're getting too used to these first downs on first down, so 2nd down and we'll call it 2nd long 7.
Little wingback counter on that one. There's a play action pass off of that where you'll hit the tight end coming back across the middle. We'll see that shortly, I'm sure.
We don't remind everyone tonight listening, at the end of our game, we'll bring you the player of the game by Steak and Shake of Fayetteville. That's Elkins. He's brought down by number 22, Daniel Brown.
Seeing a lot of formations out of Prairie Grove tonight. That was out of the I formation, something we don't see very often.
Well, he picks up, I think between the two, they've got about 2.5 both times, so they're 3rd down and a long 5 for the Tigers. Elkins and Bartholomew in the backfield there with Cooper Winters, who hits Landon West at the 20. Landon cuts back. Oh, Landon cuts back, slips down right at about the 11-yard line.
Cooper looks a lot more confident than he did on the first drive. He looks a little bit more settled. Nice, easy throw to an open Landon West. He gets the first down. We're just outside the 10-yard line, so if this is your favorite play in football, you can still get the first down before you get to the end zone.
I don't know why I like that. It's just one of those things, you know. One extra play to get there if you need to. That's his first completion tonight. We've had a couple of wide opens, but that's his first completion. We approach the 5-minute mark. There's whistles. Flags are down.
Flag on the play. False start. Prairie Grove. 5-yard penalty will bring up a first down and 15 for the Tigers.
5-yard false start penalty. One of the things we talked about at lunch today was limiting penalties, limiting mistakes, and Prairie Grove is. They're moving the football effectively. Just sharpen this up as we get down into the red zone, and this should be a fruitful area for Prairie Grove this year.
This is our 2nd time we've got a penalty. There's Bartholomew, touchdown, give him 6. Prairie Grove 12, Lavaca 0. Let's see, it looks like Prairie Grove's going to go for 2 this time as Schrock comes out.
Good strong run up inside by Bartholomew. That hole was wide open, and it was just one move on the free safety, and he's into the end zone.
Well, you know what's really good? There's so much good blocking. Like a long play a while ago where Dalton Kurtzinger came around, made a nice block, and helped set Bartholomew around the end. And again, just nice blocking up front by, like you call them, the big uglies. The 2-point conversion, that's Winters. He's going to roll. He's going to cut back. It looks like he's in there. With 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first quarter, the score is the Prairie Grove Tigers 14, the Lavaca Golden Arrows 0. We'll be back right after these messages.
Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of... I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all, and Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drugs, and they're going to work with your insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918. I want you.
Okay, we're back. Prairie Grove getting ready to kick. Landon Allen prepares. And we've got, with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left, the Tigers have taken an early jump, 14-0 on the Golden Arrows. Last time he kicked it, they caught it at the 5, and he's going to get another good kick. He's going to catch this one about the 7-yard line. That's Llewellyn. I think he was tripped up there. Dalton Kurtzinger on the tackle. He's tackling, he's blocking. Nice play tonight by Dalton Kurtzinger. Good return there by the Golden Arrows. And one thing I liked about what Llewellyn did there was Llewellyn, he got it and he went straight ahead. Not all this juking and stuff. Straight ahead, I'm going to get what I can, north and south.
Coach Headley calls him his best player. He's kind of their all-everything. They're going to get him the ball as much as they can, whether it's hand it to him or throw it to him, get him on punts, kickoff returns, anything they can do to get the ball in his hands. He's definitely their most explosive player.
Last time they went 3 and out with 3 yards lost. And we have a timeout for the Golden Arrows. Well, while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. 4 minutes and 28 seconds to score. The Prairie Grove Tigers 14, Lavaca Golden Arrows 0.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Okay, first down and 10 for Lavaca. Second time they've had the ball tonight. First time again they went 3 and out, and with a negative 3 yards is their offense as of now. In motion is number 2, that's Carter. Ball's tipped, and I think that was Kurtzinger again on the tip.
Good pressure from the outside. There was an outside linebacker blitz from Nick Sugg. He got right. He cut off the rollout, forced the quarterback to step inside and throw the ball high and away. You know, one of the things we haven't talked about, and this escaped me until just a little while ago, is Colby Elkins, the free safety for Prairie Grove, a Farmington transfer. That never feels bad.
Well, he's played excellent tonight, and he played excellent in some of the scrimmages. Second down and 10 for the Golden Arrows. Tadero, he's got a completion. That's to number 22, Daniel Brown.
Tackle. Good tackle. Christian Denton on the tackle.
Good Denton,
tackle in the open field.
And he had the initial hit, then came up. Noah Hunter helped finish him off. That's the first positive yards of the night for the Golden Arrows. Pickup of, let's call it 6 yards. 3rd and 4 for the Golden Arrows. I'm impressed right now the way the defense has played. They're keeping things in front of them.
They played very well. Not let this offense can get away from you. There's a lot of dimensions to the pistol, and they kept everything in front of them. Played hard, tackling well, as evidence on the last play.
Okay, 3rd and 4. Tadero, he's in trouble. He throws that up, and Elkins. Wow! Yeah! Whoa!
Colby Elkins had a bead on that from the second he let the ball go. He came from about the 50-yard line, and he had a bead on that from the second that ball was thrown.
Well, he saw he was in trouble.
They called it incomplete. Oh.
What did he do? Drop it or?
No, he was out of bounds.
Well, you know, Zach, he read that play perfectly. He saw him out there, and he goes, "This one's mine," and he timed it perfectly. And because he was in trouble, Tadero was in trouble, it was kind of he had plenty of air under the ball, so plenty of time for Elkins to get over there.
This defense looked a lot more aggressive than what we've seen from past Prairie Grove defenses. They're blitzing, they're covering man-to-man in certain instances.
Murphy is close to balking those kicks. Get out of the way. That ball's going to rest right on the 50-yard line, down there by number 63, Jason Arzalo. Well, with 3 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the first quarter, Prairie Grove 14-0. Well, right now, total yards for Lavaca. Lavaca has 2 total yards, or 3. I guess they had 6 total and -3. So
that's a good first quarter defensively. I don't care where you're playing. You play on Mars. You give up 2 yards. That's a good first quarter.
Tigers have had drives. Last drive was 73 yards. First drive was, I think, right around the 40-yard line.
60 yards. Yeah, they put up 133 yards in the first quarter. We're starting to get into those video game numbers.
Not when I play the video games, but they've got no one in the backfield, and Cooper goes right up the middle. Cooper Winters.
The 2 times previous they've gone to the spread. They've been 2 rollout passes deep. Perfect time for a quarterback draw. Jeremy
Golden on the tackle for the Golden Arrows. Nice run. He's going to be just short. 9-yard run there, about 9 yards, .9 on that carry, because he's just there short of the first down. Second down and inches for the Tigers. This is open season right here for whatever you want to do. You've got
back to the spread.
5 wide on this play. Wide open is Bartholomew. Bartholomew catches. He's inside the 30, 20, and he took it.
Way to put his head down.
He put his head down and said, "Tackle me, tackle me." Jerry.
This offense looks diverse tonight. It's not we've got a flag down.
Another flag on the play, and what a holding. Let's see where that's going to be.
This offense, I mean, as I was saying, a lot more diverse than what we've seen out of Prairie Grove in past years. You're talking 5 wide, throw the ball around a little bit, then go back to the wing tee, which you know the best, and pound the ball inside, and they are moving the ball effectively thus far.
Well, I want to bring something up tonight. It's something we've had in the past as people have listened to us over last years. We typically have a feedback page, and just want to let you know that tonight our feedback page, earlier in the day we had a web issue, and we're unable to get it corrected before the game tonight, so we apologize for that, but we appreciate all those listening. And you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And we hope to have our feedback page back up next week. We got another flag down. I think that's the 4th flag here in the first quarter. So if there's any negative so far at Prairie Grove, it's been flagged.
It's correctable mistakes. A false start is those are all correctable. Definitely doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the execution thus far. When the plays go off, they're ripping off big chunks of yards, and like we said in the pregame, the longer they keep Lavaca's defense on the field.
Well, timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. With our score, 2 minutes, 13 seconds left. Prairie Grove 14, Lavaca 0.
Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. You don't go that far in any one business without treating people good, and I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Lewis Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation, run by hometown folks. Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football. Let's face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that allows you to catch your breath. That one stop that reminds you of the good old-fashioned values. The one stop that hand dips their ice creams and makes hamburgers to die for. The one stop that can furnish you with propane and pizza and everything in between. And
Okay, back to the action. Two minutes, 13 seconds go in the first. That's Bartholomew. He breaks right through the middle. He's inside the 20. 10-5. Give him 6 more. Weston Bartholomew, 57-yard run. And Bartholomew is racking up the yards tonight. And Prairie Grove with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. It's 20-0, and they're looking sharp.
It's a continuation of what we've seen all during the preseason. It's the Prairie Grove offense, explosive as always.
He's coming down to try to.
Randy Allen is to attempt the extra point. John Halbert will be holding.
Another flag on the play.
Well, we shouldn't have to have.
Offside on the golden arrow.
This should be.
There we go.
And this one's going to go right through Landon Allen. And with 2 minutes and 2 seconds to score, Prairie Grove 21 and the Golden Arrow 0. We'll be back right after these messages.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress. PG Telco.
And we're back. It's 21-0 Prairie Grove. 2:02 to go in the first quarter. Landon Allen is getting set to kick off again. Thus far, Prairie Grove looks very, very effective offensively and defensively. Lavaca's yet to get going. Justin Llewellyn back deep. Receive Allen's kick. Last 2 kicks from Allen inside the 10-yard line, which is a deadly weapon for Prairie Grove. Definitely can flip the field that way. We've got a fumble on the kickoff, recovered by, looks like it's recovered by Lavaca. First and goal for Lavaca. Tadaro in the shotgun. He's going to run a quarterback draw straight up the middle. He's stopped about the 1 yard line. Second and 12 from about, the inch line. Tadaro in the shotgun again. Drops back to pass. He'll lead 22 Daniel Brown about the 10-yard line. It'll bring up about a 3rd and 2. We apologize for the technical difficulty. We've got a little issue with the camera upstairs. We should be able to get this thing fixed at the quarter break. We've got 1:08 to go in the first quarter, 21-0 Prairie Grove. We've got a third and about 2 for Lavaca at about the 11-yard line. Here's Tadaro on a quarterback keeper off to the left side. He is stopped by Prairie Grove will take over at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10. Great field position for the Tigers.
Here with Coach Asher with the Coach's Corner. Coach, got a couple of questions for you. What were the top areas of focus when camp started?
Get in shape. Make sure you know who starters are. Basically, those are the 2 things.
Now, last year, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on last year, but you and I have talked in the past that there were probably 3, maybe 4 games where we bit ourselves. Was that something that the maturity took care of, or is that something you kind of addressed, and just how'd you handle that?
I don't know if it's I think it would have to be a maturity thing because the fumbles, anybody could fumble anytime. They can fumble in the pros, but having that head on right, and I'm not going to fumble it. And it was seniors making some of the mistakes last year. Some of those big penalties that hurt us last year in critical situations. Sometimes that was a senior.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We apologize for the delay. Just a slight problem there with the camera. We got it worked out.
It's opening night for us, too.
Well, with 11:54 to go in the second quarter, if anybody missed it, what happened is during the blackout, Prairie Grove did score another touchdown, 21-0. They are now have the ball after a partially blocked punt at the Golden Arrows 23-yard line, and there's Bartholomew again. He breaks 2-3 tackles. He's finally brought down by number 31, Sam Weaver, but not before he picks up another Prairie Grove first down.
He's running hard tonight. He's getting close to that 200-yard mark.
Well, he had 57 on one.
On one run, yeah. So he's definitely getting closer to that 200-yard mark.
First down and 10 for Prairie Grove at the 14. If anybody's watching or listening tonight, I know that we have Henry and Kendall. If you're out there, if you could text me, let me know how things are going. And Noah Hunter on the carry that time, his first carry of the night. He's going to pick up, I'm going to say, about 5 yards on the play. Well, we'll call it 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers.
Got to be impressed with the offensive line tonight. Have to be impressed with them. The way they're running the football, they can run the ball on anybody. Beautiful strike. John Halbert in the corner of the end zone from Cooper Winters. Beautifully done. Another touchdown for the Tigers. 27-0 with 10:45 to go in the second quarter. Landon Allen will come on to try the extra point.
Okay, the Tigers, that's Landon Allen preparing to kick. Place kick is down. The kick is in the air. It is right through the upright.
And into the parking lot.
With 10 minutes and 45 minutes to go here in the second quarter, the Prairie Grove Tigers 28, Lavaca Golden Arrows 0. We'll be back after these messages.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community...
We're back to the live action with Landon Allen preparing to kick. He's done a really good job tonight kicking, and there's another fine kick. Going to take it at about the 8-yard line. And that's Carter. You know, Carter, unlike Llewellyn, Carter was kind of running east and west. Llewellyn ran north and south. Carter gets back to about the 20, I think it's about the 20-yard line. So the Golden Arrows have not had good field position all night.
I think we've hit the critical point for Lavaca here. You've got to get something here where this game could get out of hand. The offense hasn't done much. That may, I think, in part is due to Prairie Grove's fine play on defense. They've swarmed to the football. They've played well. They've hit hard, and they've really shut down the Lavaca offense, which has some players that can get on the corner and make some plays. They just haven't been able to get the football to them yet.
Okay, 1st and 10 for the Golden Arrows. Cadero, he's been running all night long. You know, when you start getting chased like that, you start rushing it. He rushed that one a little bit. You know, he had Carter there open for just a second. I think he had enough time to get it to him and just missed him there.
Well, he's been under pressure all night from outside blitzes. Prairie Grove has really dominated the line of scrimmage to this point. But frankly, Lavaca just hasn't had a chance to get anything going. Cadero's had no time. They have no running game at this point.
Well, Prairie Grove has won up front, and they have a lot of, as you said, a lot of players going both ways, and they're going to wear it down quickly here. Cadero, he's got a man open, and it's a completion. That may be close to their first down. Daniel Brown brought down. That was Cooper Winters. He is going to need a measurement on this one. Oh, nope, they're going to get, that's Lavaca's first down of the first half.
At this point, Prairie Grove substituting freely. A lot of people going in, a lot of people coming out. Cooper's coming out now.
Well, with a 28-0 lead with 10 minutes and 9 seconds left, good idea to go ahead and let Cooper be on the sideline. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Golden Arrows. Here comes Noah Hunter on the, that's going to be intercepted by Kobe Elkins. Elkins back to the 50, to the 40. He jukes his way inside the 40 down to about the 38-yard line.
He's been everywhere tonight in the center of that defense, playing center field. They cannot throw the ball down the center of the field without the risk of running into number 2.
Well, that's his first official interception of the night. He had one that was close. I guess he was bobbling it going out of bounds or whatever, but that's it. You're correct. He's all over the field, and the Tigers now are in business again with the ball at the Lavaca 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Now we'll see what Coach Absher wants to do here. Do you want to grind it out and chew up some time here? Do you want to go for a quick score and put them out, get up 35-0, and then you can really get some of that, get some of the younger players in.
Absolutely. Well, there's a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. With 9 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in the first half, it's Prairie Grove 28, Lavaca 0.
Every lady remembers that first rose, that first dozen roses, the corsage from the prom, and those memories are made even sweeter from Flowers and Friends in Prairie Grove. Flowers and Friends specializes in fresh and silk flower arrangements for all occasions, from weddings, parties to proms and more, even Decoration Day. Flowers and Friends can create a lasting memory. Flowers and Friends, friendly service and satisfaction is guaranteed. 846-2137. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gift, and more with a hometown touch in downtown Prairie Grove. Every lady. Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family owned, family operated by a family they call Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fun...
Okay, we're back. Cooper Winters to throw. Complete. That was Weston Bartholomew, but he was hit immediately by Josh Brown. They're going to give him forward progress to about the 35.
You want to be careful here if you're Prairie Grove. You're up 28-0. You're controlling the game. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Don't want to get complacent here. There's still a lot of football left. You got 2.5 quarters to play. This is a chance where, you one slip up here, you could let Lavaca back into the game, get him a little confidence. But, at this point, I don't see that being a problem. You're going to go back to the spread, throw the football around. This would be a perfect time for a quarterback draw.
And they can work on some, boy, that looked like a defensive holding there. Just off the fingers of John Halbert, covered by Clayton Carter. 3rd down and 8. Cooper has looked good, confident in pocket, but not quite as many completions as we could have had.
He's been on the money for the most part. He's thrown a couple balls high and away, but that's to be expected on opening night. They'll work on that during the week, get ready for Cassville next week. But right now you got some business to do here on 3rd and 8. And again, they go from the spread.
They're working on some things. There's Cooper. He's going to tuck and run. It looked like he ran his own player there.
Got a late hit. A late hit on David Romine of Lavaca.
Well, it looked like when he was coming through, he almost threw down his offensive lineman.
I don't want to draw a comparison here, and it'll probably hurt you. It'll hurt you to hear me say this, but he looks a little Tebow-esque when he's running the football. They call a hold on Prairie Grove? Wow, I thought they flagged David Romine for a late hit on Cooper.
So the penalty is declined, and that's going to bring up 4th down for Prairie. 4th down and 8 for the Tigers. Looks like they're going to go for it. They played well enough on defense tonight. Go ahead and take a shot at it. 8:38 to go in the first half. Got 4 receivers to the right. Winters rolls to his right. He's got a man open.
Great pass. Colby Elkins. There he is again.
We have to, at the end of the game, name a Steak and Shake player of the game.
Can we have Steak and Shake players of the game?
We have Bartholomew, Elkins, Kurtzinger on the line, and all the things he's doing. Cooper Winters, just everyone playing well. We want to remind those at halftime, we will have the East Lab this week in Prairie Grove. I believe we'll also have the band, and we'll have, at the end of the game, the Steak and Shake player of the game. 1st and 10 for the Tigers, ball at the 18. Again, that's Winters. He's under pressure. Smart play.
Really opened it up tonight. I'm surprised with the way they've dominated the game on the offensive line. They're just working on the wing T aspect of their offense. But it's nice to see. I mean, it's fun to watch.
Well, I think what they could be doing too is they've got the game in hand. They need to work on this. They haven't ran this as much over the years, and so this is a chance to work on it.
Sending a message to some future opponents.
You can't just line up 8 in the box.
No, you cannot. Not anymore. They will spread you out, and they will throw the football, and they have a quarterback and some receivers who can wing the ball around a little bit.
That's
There's our man again.
Elkins down to about the 10-yard line. Pickup of 8. Going to be third down and 2.
You know, it's superhero night here at Tiger Stadium. Student section dressed up in their superhero outfits, but the only superheroes I'm seeing right now are in the Prairie Grove backfield.
A lot of superheroes on that defense, too.
What do you think, Daniel Schrock?
You know, it's time for Schrock. He hadn't ran the ball in a while, and they're back in their normal offense. No, he's going to roll to the right. And he's got, that's off the hands of Weston Bartholomew. No, I'm sorry, that's Noah Hunter. Noah Hunter, number 28. Weston Bartholomew's 20. That was number 28, Noah Hunter. Well, fourth down, looks like 3. We lost a play on an incomplete a yard on an incomplete pass, Zach.
That's a first. Not sure how that happens.
Fourth down. Now it's Schrock time. And Schrock's inside. He got the first down.
Great run.
Down to the 5.
Great run. Took on 2 Lavaca defenders, lowered his head, got the extra yards needed. That's a Prairie Grove first down.
Well, we're over halfway. Well, not quite halfway through the second quarter, and the Tigers have got the game well in hand. First and goal for the Tigers. Ball at the Lavaca 5-yard line. And it's Schrock again. Was that Schrock? Yep, Schrock. He's inside. He's close to the goal line. Going to be just a little short. Down to about the 2-yard line. Bring up second goal from the 2. I think you could run that 4 straight times.
Got a timeout, Lavaca.
And that's going to be that'll be Lavaca's last time out of the first half.
May just be an injury timeout, Tom.
Oh, okay. Their back clock is running again with 6:28. No timeout on the field. Lavaca has used 2 timeouts already here in the first half. Prairie Grove's used 1. Second goal from the 2. There's Cooper Winters. He pitches to Elkins. He got the corner. Give him 6. Colby Elkins.
Nice option read by Cooper Winters. Made the defender commit to him, make the pitch. That play's unstoppable if it's run correctly.
Well, with 6 minutes and 10 seconds, the Tigers now up 34-0 on the Golden Arrows, and Landon Allen back to kick. He's getting plenty of practice tonight, Zach.
This is one of the weapons. I like the kicker, and I love his shoes.
Maybe we can get the cameraman to get a little closer action of those shoes up there. Good job, fellas. Okay, Landon Allen to try the extra point. Snap, place kicks down, the kick is in the air, and I think that may have gone just to the right. With 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first half, the score is the Prairie Grove Tigers 34, Lavaca Golden Arrows 0. We'll be back after these messages.
I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all. And Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drugs, and they're going to work with your insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918. I want you to try and...
Okay, we're back. 6 minutes, 10 seconds. Prairie Grove leads 34-0. Back to the action on the field.
I think we're going to get a chance to see some of the younger talent here shortly from Coach Absher.
Well, the Mercy Rule begins in the second half, I believe, and if we get another score The clock will start running. There's Landon Allen. Everyone has gone inside the 10, and that's no exception. Right about the 10-yard line. That's Carter. Carter comes up the left side of the field. He breaks a tackle, but he's going to be brought down. Brought down by number 61 for the Tigers. That is Jackson Diebold.
You know, in a game like this, it's hard to say you're up 34-0 with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's hard to critique a team that's up 34-0. But there's some things that they can work on. The penalties a little bit. I mean, those are first game things. They'll correct those in between week 1 and week 2. And you know, we haven't turned the ball over much. Things have been going pretty well. It's good to see. I mean, it's a healthy thing to see.
I think we've dropped the ball once. As far as dropped the ball on a fumble once, I think that's all we had. Didn't turn the ball over, and then the one thing I think is that we're missing a few passes just slightly. But
timing issues, the things you'll work on through this week. You know, get one game under your belt and then get ready for Cassville.
And that looks like we're going to have a flag this time. False start against the Golden Arrows this time. That's going to back them up 5 yards. The Golden Arrows in the first half have 1 first down.
It's been total domination to this point by Prairie Grove.
First down and 15 for the Lavaca Golden Arrows. Ball at their own 22-yard line. Padero complete. That was number 80 on the reception, Timberland. Looks like we're going to have there's a face mask on the, I believe it was face mask on the tackle there by Suggs. Nice play by Suggs, just think his fingers got there on the face mask, but that's going to be 15 additional yards. That'll be Lavaca's second first down, and this is their best field position right now
by far
of the game. They're at their own 40, we call it the 46-yard line. And so the Golden Arrows are trying to get into Tiger territory for the first time this evening as we approach the 5-minute mark. First and 10 for the Golden Arrows. Tadero in the shotgun. Oh, and that's number 34, Dalton Overby. He's hit immediately. Number 63 for the Tigers. That is Jack Reynolds. He's the first to hit. Diebold also helping out in there. Blaine Merriman coming off the field.
Starting to see some new names get into the rotation a little bit. Starting to play some of the younger players. Jacob Storley's in at free safety for Cooper.
Very good to see him, and he's a very good athlete. And he'll be the quarterback for the JV team. And need him to have playing and experience. One play, and you never know what your playing time's going to turn into. Someone gets hurt. Padero rolls to his right. He's being chased. Christian Denton knocks him out of bounds at the Prairie Grove 46. He was chased out of the pocket by Jack Reynolds, and nice hit there by Denton. It's going to be third down and 2. Third down and 2 for the Tigers, or for the Golden Arrows. First time they've been in Tiger territory. The ball at the Tiger 46. 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining. Tigers lead 34-0. Tadero's trying to get another first down. He looks, a little cut-in pass. Oh!
There's our man again,
there
Colby
he is.
Elkins.
Colby Elkins. Well, at this point, I think if you're Lavaca, you got to go for it. This is the best drive you've had of the evening. It was helped by a penalty, but still, fourth down. I think they lost a yard that time on a complete pass like we did. Timeout. Timeout for Lavaca Golden Arrows. While they take a timeout, we will too, with 3 minutes and 17 seconds. The score, Prairie Grove 34, Lavaca 0.
Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. You don't go that far in any one business without treating people good, and I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Lewis Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation, run by hometown folks. Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football. Let's face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that allows you to catch your breath. That one stop that reminds you of the good old-fashioned values. The one stop that hand dips their ice creams and makes hamburgers to die for. The one stop that can furnish you with propane and pizza and everything in between. And they usually call you by your name and ask you about your family. Well, that place in Prairie Grove is Frederick's One Stop, serving Prairie Grove since 1975. They say...
Okay, 4th down and 3 for Lavaca. And Torrero's pass intended for Llewellyn.
Prairie Grove came with a blitz off the corner, rushed to Darrell a little bit, throw was behind the receiver, almost intercepted by Nick Sugg.
Was it Sugg? I thought it was Elkins.
Was it Elkins again?
Elkins
By
again.
2s and 7s, they're flying around so fast.
Well, the Tigers will take over at their own 46 and hopefully add to this lead with 2 minutes and 49 seconds. The clock's running. Zach, as we approach the end of the first half, I want to remind everybody for This Week in Prairie Grove, brought to you by the Prairie Grove East Lab. There's movement there on the line. I think we've had 5 penalties thus far tonight. The false start's going to back the Tigers up to their own 41.
You expect those sort of things in your first game. Things that are, again, as we've mentioned before, correctable is from week 1 to week 2 is when you make your greatest improvement, and that'll be something I'm sure that they will emphasize during film session tomorrow.
Well, next week, and I don't want to start talking about it yet, we still have another half, but next week is Cassville. They're always a very good football team. Okay, 1st down and 15 for the Tigers. Up the middle, that is Bartholomew. He's going to get back to about the 44-yard line.
That's that quick trap that he busted for 57 yards in the first quarter. And
there's a flag. Penalty. I believe that is Lavaca. I think there's some unsportsmanlike going on. Maybe it's Prairie Grove. They're looking back over here. So there's a flag on the play. It is Prairie Grove. Personal foul against the Tigers. That was after the play, so that's a loss. We picked up 3, going to lose 15. The loss of 12 on that play.
I didn't see the personal foul.
I'm not sure.
Hey, watch that 63, Scratch. He's been at it all night.
After the penalty, 1st down in the better part of a quarter of a mile.
.37 seconds remaining here in the first half. Prairie Grove leading 34-0. That's Storley. Quick pitch out. Bartholomew. That's probably going to be the last play of the first half. I imagine Prairie Grove will let the clock run on out. Zach, as we end the first half, we have to, we have to say Prairie Grove has had a pretty good first half for a first game.
Looks pretty good for 2 quarters. You want to go in at halftime, make sure that you don't have a letdown. Don't let things get away from you in the second half. Finish what you started and get ready to go face Cassville.
That's the end of the first half with the score. Prairie Grove 34, Lavaca 0. We'll be back with you just after these messages for the band.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office, for telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV. Think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fundraising project or just need some of your favorite flavors, we're here to help. Click our website, ozarkdelight.com, or call us toll-free at 1-800-334-8991.
Going back. Okay, we're going to have the halftime show. The cheerleaders are out there. They'll be followed by the band. After the band, we will have This Week in Prairie Grove, brought to you by the Prairie Grove East Lab. Enjoy the show.
It's still me. I'm not sure where Patrick is. Here he comes. Yep.
Watch the video. All right, Patrick took control. Yes.
If there's anyone out there still watching here at halftime, we're going to go to This Week in Prairie Grove, brought to you by the Prairie Grove East Lab.
What is the group to watch out for?
Us.
How do you think your group will compare to the others?
Well, all the other groups are inferior. They're just below us.
Do you think your group will continue its tradition?
Well, we've had a long line of square dance traditions, and I figured that, yeah, we're going to keep gold all year long.
We actually went out to a farm the other day, getting in character for square dancing.
What's your group going to do to prepare for this weekend?
Well, we're going to keep GHD, first of all. It's rule #1 of square dance. Something Route 44 doesn't have and never will have.
Okay. What is your group doing to prepare for this weekend?
Well, we've been square dancing a lot, been practicing, doing stuff, square dancers do.
Show us your step, Weston.
When we listened to Drake music one time, and that really got us pumped. We know we're gonna win. We got the best square dancers around.
Step around him. Oh. Ooh, I like that click. How do you think your group will compare to the other groups?
Frankly, I don't care how we compare to the other groups. We're going to win. Enough said. I mean, we're going home with gold. They're going home with nothing. Because we're taking silver and bronze also.
What's the group to watch out for?
Well, I just want to hear you say yeehaw, Route 44. That's the group you're going to be seeing everywhere. That's the group that's going to be winning all this. So I'd say there's a storm coming, so watch out. Watch out. Oh, okay, all right. Route 44. Thank you for saying our group's name. I'm glad that you support us. Okay, huh? Okay. Ready for a standing back dinner?
Oh my goodness, do this again.
It's not going to happen. It cannot.
Will you show us your step?
I don't know, it's kind of secret. I don't think I should. Chad might see it. Route 44. He might see it. So, no, you can't see my step. When?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was the This Week in Prairie Grove by the Prairie Grove East Lab. That was all about this week's square dance, the Labor Day weekend clothesline fair here in Prairie Grove.
Which I saw on the way coming in on Highway 62. I'd completely forgotten the clothesline fair was this weekend, and I always get excited because that means the start of football season. It means the start of so many things, and for the kiddos, it's the start of school.
Well, we're going to go out to the field now for the band. This is the Prairie Grove Marching Band.
Is this set up good?
Then take the field and rock this place. Ladies and gentlemen, this year the band flashes back to the 70s and the Midnight Special with Wolfman Jack.
Shauna!
Cheer on our Tigers to a winning season. Here's the Prairie Grove Fight Song.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office, for telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV. Think PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fundraising project or just need some of your favorite flavors, we're here to help. Click our website, ozarkdelight.com, or call us toll-free at 1-800-334-8991. Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential. I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all, and Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drugs, and they're going to work with your insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918. I want you to try. Every lady remembers that first rose, that first dozen roses, the corsage from the prom, and those memories are made even sweeter from Flowers and Friends in Prairie Grove. Flowers and Friends specializes in fresh and silk flower arrangements for all occasions, from weddings, parties to proms and more, even Decoration Day. Flowers and Friends can create a lasting memory. Flowers and Friends, friendly service and satisfaction is guaranteed. 846-2137. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gift, and more with a hometown touch in downtown Prairie Grove. Every lady remembers that first rose, that first dozen roses, the corsage from the...
Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to wait for the team scheme back out, we're going to take a little break, and we'll go ahead and play This Week in Prairie Grove again. The setup here is this weekend in Prairie Grove, there is the annual clothesline fair, and there's always a square dance, and a lot of the students at Prairie Grove participate in that. A lot of them are at the school, and they like to, let's just say, talk a little trash with each other. So what we're going to do is we're going to play that again. We've got plenty of time before the second half begins, so we'll play that. We'll come back to you, talk about the first half, and rejoin the game. So enjoy, again, for the second time at half, This Week in Prairie Grove.
What is the group to watch out for?
Us.
How do you think your group will compare to the others?
Well, all the other groups are inferior. They're just below us.
Do you think your group will continue its tradition?
Well, we've had a long line of square dance traditions, and I figured that, yeah, we're going to keep gold all year long.
We actually went out to a farm the other day to get in character for square dancing.
What's your group going to do to prepare for this weekend?
Well, we're going to keep a GHD, first of all. It's rule number 1 of square dance. Something Route 44 doesn't have and never will have.
Okay. What is your group doing to prepare for this weekend?
Well, we've been square dancing a lot, been practicing, doing stuff you know square dancers do.
Show us your step, Weston.
When we listened to Drake music one time, and that really got us pumped. We know we're gonna win. We got the best square dancers around.
Step around him. Oh. Ooh, I like that click of it. How do you think your group will compare to the other groups?
Frankly, I don't care how we compare to the other groups. we're going to win. Enough said. I mean, we're going home with gold. They're going home with nothing. Because we're taking silver and bronze also.
What's the group to watch for? Watch out for?
Well, I just want to hear you say Yeehaw Route 44. That's the group you're going to be seeing everywhere. That's the group that's going to be winning all this. So I'd say there's a storm coming, so watch out. Watch out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Route 44.
Thank you for saying our group's name. I'm glad that you support us.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Ready for a standing back down?
Oh my goodness, you did this again.
It's not going to happen. It is. No.
Will you show us your step?
I don't know, it's kind of secret. I don't think I should. Chad might see it. Route 44. He might see it. So, no, you can't see my step.
When?
Where in Prairie Grove can you go to get your gas, grab a tank of propane, a bag of ice, your favorite snack and a soda drink, have your breakfast or lunch prepared fresh, made to order, wash that down with your favorite drink, and follow that with a hand-dipped ice cream? There's only one place that I know of that comes close to all of that in Prairie Grove. Locally owned and operated, it has to be Frederick's One Stop. And did I mention the coffee breaks in the afternoon where all the world's problems are solved? Only at Frederick's One Stop. Proud to be sponsors of Prairie Grove Tiger Athletics. Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fundraising project or just need some of your favorite flavors, we're here to help. Click our website, ozarkdelight.com, or call us toll-free at 1-800-334-8991. Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential. Well, I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all. And Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drugs, and they're going to work with your insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918. I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in... Every lady remembers that first rose, that first dozen roses, the corsage from the prom, and those memories are made even sweeter from Flowers & Friends in Prairie Grove. Flowers & Friends specializes in fresh and silk flower arrangements for all occasions, from weddings, parties to proms and more, even Decoration Day. Flowers & Friends can create a lasting memory. Flowers & Friends, friendly service and satisfaction is guaranteed. 846-2137. Flowers & Friends. Flowers, gift, and more with a hometown touch in down. Since 1947, there's been a Lewis at the helm of Lewis Automotive. It's family-owned, family-operated by a family that calls Prairie Grove home. Now, you do the math. They'll soon be entering their 65th year of service. 65 years. You don't go that far in any one business without treating people good, and I mean real good. As a matter of fact, Ford awarded Lewis Ford their coveted President's Award, one of the top dealerships in the nation. Run by hometown folks, Lewis Automotive is a proud sponsor of Prairie Grove Tiger football. Since PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. PG Telco.
Well, Zach, we're back, and we looks like we're going to have about 3 minutes before we start the second half. The teams are back out warming up again. Let's talk about the first half.
Keys to the game: establish the run, set up the pass. I think Prairie Grove, you can put a little check by that. Win the turnover battle, check. And the last thing that we talked about was run the ball, control the clock. They've done that, and they've even opened up the offense. They've gone 5 wide, but they have controlled the game start to finish. You can put checks next to everything we talked about in the pregame. They've completely dominated for 2 quarters.
And from Lavaca's standpoint, Lavaca, we said they needed some success early.
0.
Nothing
working at this point. And young team. First game, they're a little, I mean, you hate to say it, they're a little overmatched at this point. Prairie Grove's a veteran bunch, and Prairie Grove's doing what you expected them to do. Now, Lavaca's got to get, we talked about early success. Treat this as a whole new game. Start with the first drive of the game, get a couple of things to work for you. Maybe you can, get back in the game, get some things to build on for next week. But, man, impressive. Just a continuation of what we've seen in the preseason for Prairie Grove. Big plays on offense, stifling defense.
Well, let's talk about some of the players at Prairie Grove that in the first half. To me, 3 that have really stood out. I think Weston Bartholomew has run the ball extremely well. Colby Elkins has been all over the field. And Dalton Kurtzinger has been both great on the blocking, as well as he's been fantastic on the defensive end. Also, the whole defensive front has just done a fine job. So
yeah, the front 4's really controlled the ball game. I mean, actually both lines have really controlled the game for Prairie Grove. There's not much you can say negative about what they've done here in the first half. It's been a couple of things here and there that are correctable issues, but I mean for 2 quarters, it's about as dominant as you can be.
5. I think I've counted. We lost a little bit on our stats tonight. We had 5
penalties.
5 penalties in the first half,
and a very unnecessary, personal foul. That'll get corrected. It's the first game. Everybody's kind of getting the jitters out this week.
Well, the other thing I think that we saw throughout the first half as well is Lavaca had. I mean, they stayed on their end of the field almost the entire first half. The last time they got the ball
right
in Prairie Grove territory at the 46.
You're right.
Well, we're going to take one more commercial break here before we get started, and we'll be back to start the second half.
Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fundraising project or just need some of your favorite flavors, we're here to help. Click our website, ozarkdelight.com, or call us toll-free at 1-800-334-8991. Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they had that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential.
Okay, back to the live action.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Okay, as we get ready to start the second half, Landon Allen to kick. Back deep for Lavaca. And that's the first kick. It's not going to make it inside the 10. It's taken there. It's number 3, Josh Brown. He gets it out past the 30. On the tackle, number 14, Brandon Nodier.
be interesting to see if we're in free substitutions here as we start the second half. Jacob Storley back playing free safety for Cooper Winters. Looks like most of the starting defense is back out there.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a running clock here in the second half as the ref has got the clock running. Prairie Grove leads 34-0. I want to remind everyone at the end of the game we'll have the Steak and Shake Player of the Game brought to you by Steak and Shake of Fayetteville.
We're going to have to do a crew vote on that one because I think we may have to nominate the entire team at this point.
First and 10 for Lavaca. Up the middle, that's number 49. That's Kobe Graves. I don't know if it's his first carry of the night, but nice run there by Kobe Graves. Picks up 15 yards to the Lavaca, their own 45-yard line, but that's first and 10.
The coaches were very, very high on, defensively in particular, and apparently he's a pretty good ball carrier as well.
He ran the ball hard. He broke a couple of tackles there for that big gain. Looks like the Tigers right now still have the starting unit in. First and 10 for the Golden Arrows. Oh, this time there was no, he's hit there. Several Tigers.
You're not going to get them twice. No way.
You had Landon West. You had Drew Sugg, Jared Murphy. All there, and Dalton Kurtzinger, the whole front four just swarmed him.
That's what you want to do, keep that momentum going from the first half.
Loss of 2 on the play. That's going to be second down and 12 for the Golden Arrows.
I really haven't seen Lavaca open it up. I don't know if it's no confidence in really throwing the ball down the field, but everything's been side to side to this point.
Tadero overthrows intended for number 80,
pressure
Kevin
from Murphy
Kimberlin.
And West again. I mean, you're getting pressure from the outside. Those slant passes aren't going to work.
John Howard on the coverage that time for the Tigers. Third down and 12. It's like Prairie Grove started that first play. It's like, yeah, we got this thing, and then bam, they got kind of popped in the mouth there, and they said, okay, let's buckle back up.
Big third down, you get the ball back, and with the clock running, they should be able to move the ball and chew some time off the clock.
That's Tadero rolling to his right. He's being chased. Murphy knocks down the blocker. Nice catch, pitch and catch there. Tackled by none other than Kobe Elkins. Completion to Daniel Brown. That's the first time they've put together a couple of first downs back-to-back without the aid of a penalty. They're in Prairie Grove territory. Their deepest penetration at the Prairie Grove 40-yard line.
It's a good throw by Tadero. It's probably his best throw of the night at this point. Not a whole lot working offensively. I guess you reach deep into the playbook as much as you can at this point.
Did you see Jared Murphy? He came out and the guy blocked him. He just threw him out of the way. Another 2 seconds, another maybe second and a half there, and he would have gotten to Tadero. First and 10 at the Prairie Grove 40. Wow, there they go again. Graves, but he's met by that's number 58 for the Tigers, Trenton Southern. Dalton Kurtzinger, Murphy, West, all of them in there on the tackle. I love to see that kind of gang tackling. No ganging on the play. They're going to give him about a yard, it looks like.
Front four.
Second down and 9.
It's just plain dominating the line of scrimmage. You might get 1, maybe 2 plays, but you're not going to get them on successive plays or 3 plays in a row. It's just not going to happen tonight.
Second down and 9 for the Golden Arrows. Ball in Prairie Grove territory. Fumble, little broken play there. Nice break, and he breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, 3 tackles, 4 tackles, 5. And Tadero, you mentioned to me today at lunch, you were talking about they were high on this kid, said he could run the ball well. He's a sophomore.
He was their leading rusher on the junior high squad last year. He was a wingback, and they felt like he gave them a dimension that last year's quarterback Josh Brown didn't. And you can see when he gets the ball and gets the ball in his hands and going forward, he's a dangerous runner.
Well, that was a broken play. They bobbled the snap, broken play, and he turned it into about a 25-yard run. And now it's going to be first and 10, ball at the Prairie Grove 13. Their deepest penetration tonight. He's looking to the end zone for a score. Ball in and out of the hands of number 80, Kimberlin. Trenton Denton, and looks like Noah Hunter over there on the coverage. 6:47 to go here in the third quarter.
Clock is moving because of the score.
It'll be interesting to see how Lavaca, how they play in the second half. It could be a big difference for them in the weeks to come. If they just lay down and die, but they look like they're trying to score, trying to execute.
They're still a young team. They've got a lot of talent. They've got a lot to learn.
Ball's batted down there.
Last week we saw against Huntsville, Landon West take one of those back about 40 yards. He reads those bubble screens and the quick flanker screens. He reads them real well. He's going to get one before the year's over, one that counts.
Well, he bats that one down, and that's a incomplete pass. This will bring up 3rd down and 10. Ball at the Tiger 13.
This is where you want to see a good pass rush. Maybe not necessarily with a blitz, but you want to see your front four get some pressure. They've pretty much dominated the game all night. You'd like to see Murphy and West get into the backfield on their own without the help of the blitz. Corner. Great play.
That's Noah Hunter. No, I'm sorry, that's Bartholomew.
A great play. Read that one all the way.
20 and 28 with those Prairie Grove Tigers, and they're both built about the same build. I have a hard time identifying them sometimes.
Built like a fire hydrant.
You can see the clock running. 34-0, the Tigers lead. 4th down and 10, ball at the Prairie Grove 13. I'm looking down in front of me, and just in front of me is a very good Prairie Grove running back. Graduated a couple of years ago, Thomas Sainer. And Tadero's going to tuck and run, and he breaks it in, and it's a touchdown for the Golden Arrows.
Good tough run, showing the ability that the coaches said he did have as a runner. And we've got another flag down.
Flag on the play. I've been impressed the way he's run the ball the 2 times. Maybe that's something that if you learn tonight, with the clock running, you're probably not going to come back and win this game. But what we do have here is, looks like you're going to be a block in the back.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Against the Tigers. So they're going to penalize that on the kickoff, I believe. So
Coach Hampshire not happy. Not happy at all.
Well, with 4:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, Lavaca takes their first possession, goes 70 yards, and that was their best drive of the night by far. And it was against the first
yes,
team
was.
defense.
Yeah, it was impressive. Tadero got loose on a couple of runs.
And he's a sophomore. That's
good play by Nick Sugg. Defeated the block, got in Tadero's face. Good play.
And then there was 28 Noah Hunter that time, knocking it away. Well, with 4:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Prairie Grove 34, Lavaca 6. We'll be back after this break.
Whether in sports or banking, competition is healthy for a community. If you consider all the choices you have in banking today, the Bank of Fayetteville stands out. The founders of the Bank of Fayetteville realize the importance of giving back to the community, not only for the Tigers on the field tonight, but for the future Tigers to come. The Bank of Fayetteville believes that the folks of Prairie Grove have great potential, and they have that one goal in mind to help you reach that potential. You see, with this thought process in mind, the community wins. The Bank of Fayetteville, banking on your potential. I want you to try and imagine all the progress that's been made in medicine since 1918. Now try and imagine the progress that's been made in the insurance business as well. Needless to say, the changes have been massive, but Sterling Drug in Prairie Grove has kept up with it all. And Gary Davis and his staff are ready to provide you with the latest and most effective drugs, and they're going to work with your insurance companies as well. While there have been massive changes in medicine and insurance, one thing that has not changed is the quality professional care you'll receive from Sterling Drug. Sterling Drug, keeping you healthy since 1918. I want you to try to...
Okay, we're back to the action. Lavaca getting ready to kick off since the beginning of the game, and I think that's Tadero going to kick for him as well.
Kind of a do-everything guy for Lavaca. Good to see them not give up.
Oh, absolutely.
It would have been very easy at 34-0 to just fold the tent and say, hey, we're gonna get started next week.
Well, there's number 14 for the Tigers, Brandon Nodier. He brings the ball out from about the 18-yard line to the 30. See where they spot it. They're going to spot it right on the 30. So with 4:35 remaining, Tigers lead 34-6. Let's see, the Tigers Now, do they have their first unit in still? Nope, they're actually bringing in the sophomore, Jacob Storley. Christian Denton's in, and Connor West still in, number 30. That's Schrock, but looks like they're going to let Winters
take the rest of the
night off.
He's had a good night, led the offense very well, had some nice plays on defense. You know, let him take the rest of the night off and get ready for Cassville.
Well, let's see. That's Bartholomew. He's trying to break outside. Nice spin move, but a lot of run there for a 1-yard gain. Well, you know, the thing with Cooper Winters right here is that with the clock running right now, you know, you don't want to take a chance of getting him hurt. You got a long season ahead, and the game is very well in hand, especially that the clock is moving. And with Prairie Grove, they're keeping the rest of the starting lineup in.
Well, it's not like it's his first game. I mean, you don't have to get him extra work to keep to get him sharp. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing.
And Storley's in, and little movement over here on the ball. I think on the right side or left side here. False start on the offense. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Tigers. Going to bring up second down and 15. If there's any area tonight that we need to improve between first game and second game, it will be penalties. We have had 7-8 penalties.
Yep. The penalties, especially the unsportsmanlike penalties, not necessary. You can deal with the false start penalties. Those are going to happen.
Let's see.
Good run.
That's Nick Sugg, another sophomore. You know, Nick's got a lot of playing time tonight. He's played a lot on defense. He's holding this. Cramp.
That's a cramp.
Zach, when we played, you couldn't get cramps. If you got cramps, that means we were going to run more the next week. So.
And I hate to tell you this, we weren't fast enough to get cramps.
Well, what happened when we see a guy get a cramp? We'd all pile around him like that's where the huddles. We did not want the coaches to see him with a cramp. So we'd all get around him, get him up quick, and get him out of the game before somebody noticed it.
I was never fast enough to get a cramp. I guess that's what happens when you don't get off the bench.
Nick walks on off the field. Well, he picks up good yardage on the play, up over the 30 to the 33-yard line. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Clock is stopped right now, and third down and 7 for the Tigers. John Halbert looks like he's bringing the play in. Third down 7 for the Tigers. This is their first possession of the second half. Lavaca has not quit. And that impresses me about a team, especially when you've been down that much. Oh, little quick pass from Storley intended for Jared Murphy. Kimberlin on the coverage,
and we talked about at halftime. For Lavaca, you want to get a little momentum going, build, have something to build for next week. Touchdown drive, get a quick stop,
and that's good. I mean, they didn't have the success earlier. They're having it early in the second half here. The clock's running on them, and looks like they're going to punt the ball for the first time tonight, and the punter will be Cooper Winters. I think that's Kurtzinger on the long snap there. Low snap. Winters, not a bad punt by Cooper. He's going to get it back over to the field at the 30 there by number 22, Daniel Brown. Brown breaks a tackle or two, but he's finally brought down by Daniel Schrock. Ball up over the 35 to the 30. Looks like it'll be the 36-yard line. So with 1:23 to go here in the third quarter, Tigers lead the Golden Arrows 34-6.
Looks like the majority of the starting defense still out there, getting some young folks in there.
Stay with us for the end of the game here. I'd say in about the probably 6-minute mark, we'll probably be naming the Steak and Shake Player of the Game, brought to you by Steak and Shake of Fayetteville, also with a location in Bentonville here in Northwest Arkansas. First and 10 for the Golden Arrows. Ball at their own 36-yard line. Graves, no place to go that time. Brought down by a host of Tigers. Kurtzinger, Sugg, and Murphy. They have dominated absolutely dominated the front line tonight.
It has been impressive. That front four is really, on virtually every snap, has pushed the offensive line from Lavaca backwards. They've gotten pressure on passing plays. They're getting penetration on running plays. It's hard to do much offensively when you're getting that kind of penetration.
2nd and 11 for the Golden Arrows. Tadero's got 3 men over here. He's going to have somebody open over here. There's quick pass over to the opposite side of the field. It's complete. Brought down by Christian Denton. Kimberlin on the reception. And the Golden Arrows have moved the ball well here in the second half. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Prairie Grove Tigers 34. The Lavaca Golden Arrows 6. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's face it, life's moving along at a faster pace these days, and every now and again you find that one stop that allows you to catch your breath. That one stop that reminds you of the good old-fashioned values. The one stop that hand dips their ice creams and makes hamburgers to die for. The one stop that can furnish you with propane and pizza and everything in between. And they usually call you by your name and ask you about your family. Well, that place in Prairie Grove is Frederick's One Stop, serving Prairie Grove since 1975. They say, go Tigers! Every lady remembers that first rose, that first dozen roses, the corsage from the prom, and those memories are made even sweeter from Flowers & Friends in Prairie Grove. Flowers & Friends specializes in fresh and silk flower arrangements for all occasions, from weddings, parties to proms and more, even Decoration Day. Flowers & Friends can create a lasting memory. Flowers & Friends, friendly service and satisfaction is guaranteed. 846-2137. Flowers & Friends, flowers, gift, and more with a hometown touch in downtown Prairie Grove. Every lady.
Okay. As we start the fourth quarter, Lavaca will begin the quarter with the ball at their own 47-yard line. First down and 10. Tadero's looked good here in the second half. Little short screen pass. Ooh.
He still looks nervous in the pocket. You know, he looks more comfortable when he's running the ball.
I would be nervous in the pocket.
That's
too.
true. With Jared Murphy chasing me around, I'd be nervous as well.
With Murphy, Sutherland, and the way they've been chasing him, it looks like we have number 61 in there, Diebold. They are just, they've dominated that line. But Tadero has looked a little bit. I think Lavaca has played a good second half considering, what the situation of the game is, and that's hats off to the young men out there as well as the coaches, and not just rolling over and dying. Tadero back to pass. Nice pass, complete. That's Daniel Brown. Brown is going to race to the end zone. Oh,
what can you say?
Okay, I don't know if you could see that. Sometimes our camera, that distance, Brown had the ball, broke through. He was going to the end zone and kind of bobbled the ball himself and had to fall on it. And but he's inside the red zone of Prairie Grove down in it looks like they're going to spot it just outside the 20 at the 21-yard line.
He's better. Tadero is when he's on the move, moving right, left, really to his right. I mean, most of his completions have been when he's rolling to his right. He does not look settled in the pocket at all.
I would be running him more on stuff like this, just like this. Even though he's going to take a nice shot there, knocked out of bounds.
Murphy blew that play up by taking the running back with him.
Let's see, you had Sugg over there on the tackle. You had Bartholomew, Halbert, all those guys chasing him out. But that's where I think he's been the most dangerous tonight. His biggest gain of the night was a broken
complete
play.
ad lib.
Yeah.
It was a complete ad lib. There's nothing that's scripted outside of that one pass play that's really hit Prairie Grove for big yards. Most of the big plays they've had have been been with ad libs and Tadero's legs.
Okay, Tadero, he's looking. He's hit. He took a pop there just as the ball was released from Drew Sugg. Ball intended there for Kimberlin. Christian Denton on the coverage. Third down and 10 for the Golden Arrows.
It's a dangerous area for Lavaca right now. You don't want to get overly aggressive. You got 2 plays to get your 9 yards. You don't need it all in one shot here. You make one mistake, Bartholomew or any of the defensive backs could take the ball back the other way.
The way that you would do this here. Well, they're lining up in. I thought they. Oh my
goodness.
Oh,
wow.
Sugg just ate. Drew Sugg just came in there and ate him up. You know, I was sitting here thinking, well, maybe they'll pop one through the middle, but that was not going to happen.
No, he swallowed him.
That's going to back it up to the 23-yard line. 4th down and 13 for the Tigers, or for the Golden Arrows. 8 minutes, 36 seconds remaining in the game.
You get a stop here. I think you can kiss the baby, put this one to bed, and it's over.
Well, 4th down, 13 to go. Golden Arrows, he's got a man. Oh!
Good play.
Nice
good
play.
Defensively.
John Halbert.
Good play.
John Halbert knocks the ball intended for Kimberlin. Nice play, actually, by the Golden Arrows, and a great defensive play by John Halbert.
Low percentage play, though. It's 4th and 9. You're throwing the ball on a fade route to the corner. Halbert had perfect position. He didn't have to make a play on the football. All he had to do was stay where he was, and the ball will fall right into his hands.
Well, Zach, with 7 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the game, Tigers lead 34-6. They're going to get, looks like they got some subs in there. I see Spencer Galden in there on the line. He's one of the backup linemen. Trying to identify some of those other guys up front. Storley's in.
That's that wingback reverse that we saw in the first half to Landon West.
That one was
almost popped that one loose.
Noah Hunter carried that one up to about the 25-yard line. Pickup of 2 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Let's see if we can get some of those other linemen up there that are got a new center in there. Looks like, I can't tell. Is that 77 or 70? I don't think it's 77. 75. That's Blaine Merriman. He's in the center now. Storley at quarterback. And that's Schrock. Oh, Daniel Schrock, the senior in there.
He doesn't fall down. They're not going to stop him until he gets to Westville.
Schrock picks up about 11 yards, and that's going to be another 1st down for the Tigers. Ball at the 36-yard line. We're approaching the 6-minute mark of the second half. I know when a game gets out of hand, a lot of times we may lose some webcast listeners, but if you're listening, next week's game, Cassville is at home here. There goes Kobe Elkins, he's inside arrow territory. Nice cutback. He's going to go all the way down to the Golden Arrow 25-yard line. Kobe Elkins.
I think we can start the debate for the Steak and Shake player of the game.
Well, let's talk about some players tonight that would be in consideration. Obviously, Weston Bartholomew's played well. He probably had the first 3 touchdowns of the game and did excellent. Kobe Elkins has been all over the field. John Halbert has played exceptionally well in the interior line. The whole defensive line.
Both sides, the offense and the defensive line, outstanding tonight.
And Dalton Kurtzinger's been all over the field. Jared Murphy. So a lot of guys under consideration tonight. But that's number 12.
Weston Fitz.
Weston Fitz! Weston Fitz up the middle. That's a 26-yard run by Weston Fitz.
Untouched.
I'll tell you what's so great about that. Weston is my favorite basketball player to watch. He's like a ping pong ball out there. He goes wherever the ball is, and he's just all over the court. He's like the free advertisement, like the Energizer Bunny. The guy just never stops. Keeps going and going. He pops a 26-yarder there. Happy to see Weston Fitz there on the score. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining, and the Tigers lead 40-6. Landon Allen in to attempt the extra point. Looks like somebody's not on the field, and they're going to call timeout. And this, coaches, this makes coaches furious right here.
Makes hair gray.
I don't know.
But again, it gives you something to work on for next week. It's hard to take anything negative away from a 40-6 lead. But
well, this gives us a chance to see if he can kick a little bit further back.
I know he can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's the theme for the student section next week? It was superheroes this week.
I'm not sure. We'll have to check it out. Again, before we go tonight, we're getting wind down time. We'll go ahead and go to the extra point, go to commercial, and I do want to recognize a few things before we come back. We'll do that after the break. Okay, the snap, place kick is down. The longer extra point is up, right through the upright.
I suggest getting a motion penalty on every extra point.
With 5 minutes and 6 seconds left, the score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 41, Lavaca Golden Arrows 6. We'll be back to you right after these messages.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight Lollipops are America's #1 fundraising lollipop. We produce our lollipops the old-fashioned way in small batches, ensuring flavor intensity to the last lick. Mass-produced, machine-made lollipops are simply inferior, and you and your customers can taste the difference. From the production to customer service to everything in between, Ozark's Delight does it right. So whether you're ordering for the next fundraising project or just need some of your favorite flavors, we're here to help. Click.
Okay, 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Prairie Grove prepares to kick. Landon Allen. He's had a lot of kicks tonight. Most of them have gone inside the 10. And this one's going to make it down to the 6-yard line. Taken there by number 3. That is Josh Brown, the former quarterback. He's going to be brought down by number 51 of the Tigers. That's Luke Johnson.
He's been all over the place tonight.
Yep.
Touched the ball a couple of times and
recovered a fumble.
Tackles. Yep, sure did.
Recovered a fumble. So, well, before we go tonight, I want to make sure that we recognize again, for those that may have not picked up the beginning of the broadcast, I want to recognize the East Lab of Prairie Grove at the Prairie Grove High School. The students have helped us in putting together the webcast. A lot of the commercials and things you've seen, they've helped us with that. They've helped here with our camera tonight, and we want to thank them and thank their instructor, Miss Melissa Burton. And then also tonight, we appreciate all of our sponsors in helping make this webcast possible. That is Josh Brown in at quarterback, under center for the first time tonight. Whoa.
Wow.
Number 34, Overby. He is hit immediately.
I think that's the first time we've called his name tonight is Overby.
Second time, I think. Yeah, he has not carried the ball much.
They have really shut him down.
Well, that's a loss of 2 yards. Second down and 12 for the Golden Arrows. 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Clock continues to run.
The only drama left is who is the Steak and Shake player of the game.
And I think we'll name that after this play. Flag down on the play. Probably, I wonder if it's delay a game here. Yeah. Offsides on the offense. Don't see that called very often.
Not very often. Interior lineman must have put his hand down and lined up off sides.
All right, looks like they're going to come out of the huddle quick this time, so we'll wait till the next play to name our Steak and Shake player of the game. Again, the Tigers are just eating up on the front line. And a lot of substitutes coming in and out. There goes Spencer Galden in. That's also Blake Merriman coming in. Jacob Lacey, big Jacob Lacey in. Well, Zach, we talked about the linemen. We talked about a lot of people tonight. Steak and Shake player of the game for you would be
number 20.
Number 20, Weston Bartholomew. Weston had, I believe, 3 touchdowns in the first half.
57-yard touchdown run that really, I think, put this one away.
So we want to thank Steak and Shake for sponsoring our player of the game. Again, Weston Bartholomew, Steak and Shake player of the game. 3rd down and long for 17 for the Golden Arrows, down to the 2-minute mark. Josh Brown back to pass. He's going to look up. Nice pass. Overthrows number 7, Nick Gann. As the clock is going to run on down here, a lot of subs coming in. That's number 66, Matt Dryman. 85 coming out, Derek Jones. A lot of substitutes in and out. Again, thanks to all of our sponsors. They'll all be named as we go off the air tonight. Appreciate all of them. Thanks to the Prairie Grove Telephone Company who make all of this possible. Bobbled there by number 9, and he's
penetration from the defensive line again.
That's Spencer Galden. Now, I know Spencer personally. He is what I call a gentle giant. He is just a very nice young man, but boy, he'll eat you up there on the line.
Yeah, he's apparently a pretty good football player too.
Yep, he really is. He actually plays in the band. He was playing the xylophone on the band as well, and so very well-rounded young man, does well in school, and comes from a very good family. So 1 minute remaining in the game.
To spin this forward next week, Cassville comes in.
Well, I think
good football team.
That's going to be a good football team. We'll do our research between now and then, but I'll tell you what, that'll be a test. If Prairie Grove comes out of that with a win, look out for a 1.
They've got to clean some things up from this week, but if the effort's there and we see the explosive plays like we saw this week, I don't know that there are many teams that can. Let's put it this way: they're not going to be an easy win.
There won't be an easy win, and I'll tell you,
you're going to have to come out and beat this football team to win a football game. They're not going to beat themselves.
Well, Zach, it looks like if the 25-second clock, they may get one more play in since they're playing some substitutes trying to get them in. That may have been the last play of the game. 15 seconds, 14. We want to thank everyone again for joining us tonight. Join us next week. We hope to have our feedback page back. You can always join us on Prairie Grove, PGTigersOnline.com. Check out there for latest information on PG Sports. And that's the end of the ball game. The final score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 41, Lavaca Golden Arrows 6. Join us next week right here in Prairie Grove. We'll start at 6:40. It will be the Prairie Grove Tigers against Cassville. We'll see you then. Thank you and good night.
This has been a presentation of Prairie Grove Tiger Football. The broadcast of tonight's game was made possible through PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Ozark Delight, America's #1 fundraising lollipop. Lewis Automotive, serving all of Northwest Arkansas since 1947. The Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. Sterling Drug, serving Prairie Grove since 1918. Flowers and Friends, flowers, gifts, and more with that hometown touch. Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers, shakes, malts, and more, just south of the Northwest Arkansas Mall. J&B Auto, Prairie Grove's bumper-to-bumper parts store. And Frederick's One Stop, the one stop for all your needs when you're on the go. Also contributing to tonight's broadcast was the Prairie Grove All Sports Booster Club. Showing your Tiger pride is just a membership away. Click on PGTigersOnline.com and follow the links. And on the behalf of the administration and the East Lab of Prairie Grove High School, and on the behalf of our broadcast team, Lynn Gregson, Zach Arns, and Steve Halbert, we want to thank you for watching Prairie Grove Tiger football. It's great to be a Prairie Grove Tiger.